It's the summer of 2018 and the national average price per gallon is $2.80. So depending on where you live, Louisiana, you're around $2 a gallon, or California, $4 a gallon, will determine just how interested you are in this all-new 2019 Honda Insight. Now, Honda was the first car company, believe it or not, to introduce a hybrid. They came before the Prius, but clearly Toyota has emerged as the leader in the segment. Honda has really struggled in the past to position a hybrid. They've tried the Accord, they've tried a Civic, they've even had other Insights, but they think they got it right with this one. They've taken a Civic, they put some new sheet metal on it, and given it an all-new powertrain, and we're going to tell you what it's all about. Unlike hybrids of the past, Honda has ditched the CVT and replaced it with a traction motor. So you still have an electric motor and then you have a gasoline motor. They can work independently or together, but the power to the wheels gets funneled through this traction motor. What does all that mean? 151 net horsepower, 197 pound-feet of torque, and a combined 55 miles per gallon on the base models. The Touring that we're driving today gets a combined 51 miles per gallon. In my opinion, the Insight is a much better, more sophisticated looking Civic. So up front, you have a lower, wider grille, you have standard LEDs, everything is designed to be stretched out, and it looks good. When you compare the rear end of the Insight to the Civic, it's much more sophisticated, much cleaner. A lot of the edginess that I didn't like in the Civic has been cleaned up in the Insight. You have these slim, wide, very visual taillights. They kind of blend in this color, but other colors they stand out. And again, it's all designed to make the vehicle look a little more premium. You know, in the past, Honda told us that the original Accord hybrid didn't work because it looked just like the regular Accord sedan. So they went to the Insight, which was a hatchback, but that didn't work either. Now they've come full circle and they've gone with this Civic hybrid look, but they did add some new sheet metal and some more sophisticated styling. We'll see if it's a home run for them or not. As you can see, during hard accelerations, the engine is relatively noisy. We expected a little more from the Honda Insight. Even though it doesn't have a CVT, it certainly sounds like one, it moans like one. But let's talk about what we like about the all-new Insight, and that's the interior. It really is splendid. You have an 8-inch display audio system on the top two trim levels, Apple CarPlay, as well as Android Auto. You have a programmable 7-inch left side of the gauge cluster, lets you play with all sorts of options as far as what you want to display, whether it's navigation, a radio station, or this gauge that tells you how much power you're using. So very intuitive, very thoughtful, and very nice materials. When you do compare this to the Ioniq and the Prius, I have to say they've done a much better job on the interior, and all that while keeping the price down in true Honda fashion. As far as the seats, they're comfortable, but they're very low. Honda deliberately lowered the seating position of the driver's side front seat because they wanted a sportier feel. I guess it works, but both my co-driver and I felt it was a little too low, especially in this era when everybody wants crossovers for the higher seating position. Great steering wheel, nice feel, thick, and again, very premium feeling. These paddle shifters are interesting. They're designed for the regenerative braking. They're not that intuitive, and there are different settings. You also have normal, econ, and sport mode. So you have to really play around with these, but I think they could have done a better job, and I see a software update in the near future. The Insight comes standard with Honda Sensing, which is their suite of safety features. I'm very happy about that. However, you cannot get blind spot monitoring on this vehicle. You do have lane watch, which is pretty unique to Honda. It works great. When you put your right signal on, you get a screen that shows you what is in your blind spot, or you can just push the button on the stock and it'll stay active the entire time. Again, I don't understand Honda's philosophy because blind spot monitoring to me is something that should be pretty much standard on every vehicle. We see it standard on Kias and Hyundais. It certainly should be standard on the Honda Insight. Honda's engineers did a great job with the packaging of the all-new Insight. In past hybrids, you had a compromised cargo capacity because of the battery packs. That is completely gone in this all-new Insight. You have class-leading second-row seat and over 15 cubic feet of cargo space in the trunk area. The 2019 Insight starts just under $23,000 for a base model. The Touring we're driving today is just over $28,000. It's a good value, and if you're looking for something with better fuel economy than the Civic, which is in the high 30s, this gets between 51 and 55, might be a good choice for you. You're not going to get a carpool lane sticker, which you would get with the EVs or plug-in hybrids, but you are going to get rewarded with better fuel economy. I don't really like the loud engine noise. Even though they got rid of the CVT, it still kind of feels like a CVT. I would like to see them rework that a little bit, but overall, pretty good value, certainly better than a Prius, and a good competitor to the Hyundai Ioniq. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driver's Seat.